In this module, we are going to have a look at what is the role of a product manager for any organization, and for you as a product manager, what are you expected to do? Now, what does a product manager do? This is a question which comes to our mind again and again while we think that whether we should be going for a product management career or whether we should be going for a product management certification. So let's see, what does a product manager do? A product manager juggles. He juggles across the different functional teams of the organization. He juggles from the top stakeholders to the minimal stakeholders. He juggles across each and every expert area possible within the organization to ensure that the outcome, that the product at the end of the day is executed very well, that the product which gets into the market meets the objective of the organization and is in alignment with the long term strategy of the company. He is the one who manages the agendas of all the functional groups while staying focused on the company's objective. It is a responsibility of the product manager to guide the success of a product. He will be leading the cross-functional teams which are responsible to make a product a big success for the company. This happens especially in technology companies where the product manager would be working from areas starting from the product strategy, roadmap, features, marketing to maintaining the profit and loss statement of a particular product. This is virtually like being the brand manager at a consumer packaged goods company. So if you have to draw an analogy between a product manager and someone else, then that analogy would be the brand manager at a FMCG company. What are the key functions? Deep let's try to understand the key functions of a product manager at a deeper level. First of all, the product manager is expected to work on the annual business planning of the product, where he would be using a lot of data as the input to analyze the data and to come up with a strategy and the annual plan from the business perspective for the product. When I say from the business perspective, he would be working on the costs incurred, the marketing plans, the net profit, the net loss, the operating margins, and everything is being taken care by the product manager when it comes to the business planning. He will be the one who will be using the different analysis to develop the marketing strategy based on the data available to make the product a big success. He is also responsible for internal selling. Remember, when you are working in an organization, you are not only dealing with external stakeholders but with internal stakeholders as well, especially when it comes to a critical role like making a product a success, where there are a lot of cross-functional teams involved, and hence it becomes very important for the product manager to coordinate very well with the different cross-functional teams. And while doing this, he needs to ensure that the senior management is always informed and supportive of the product manager. As I said earlier, managing P&L is one of the key areas, because if you are working as a virtual CEO of a product, you cannot be the CEO without ensuring a good P&L of your product. So when it comes to P&L, what I basically mean is you would be working on the revenue strategy of the product, you would be working on planning the distribution channels for the product, you will be working on the expense management, you would be working on maintaining good operating margins for your product. And that is where, holistically, when you would be an efficient person in annual business planning, internal selling, managing P&L, that is where you are going to emerge as a very effective product manager. Now, as I said, our product manager needs to be working across the different functional teams. And the moment you need to work cross-functionally, your effectiveness, or say the job you are in, would be dependent on the organizational structure. And that is what happens with the product manager's job as well. And usually, if we see the organizational structures, they can broadly be divided into three buckets. The first bucket is product focused organizational structure, second is market focused, third is functional focused. Now, let's first of all try to understand that how does the role of a product manager vary when he is working in a product focused company. In a product focused company, as we have discussed earlier, the product manager virtually acts as a mini CEO. Here, product is the actual business value for the customers which any organization is creating. Here, the product manager is expected to have a deep product expertise and the knowledge of the product, knowledge of the area to which the product is addressing to, knowledge of the customer base, so that he can take strategic product decisions. And here, the product manager is responsible for the overall health of the brand. He works with a well defined hierarchy where you will find a group product manager, brand manager, assistant brand manager, and both brand managers and assistant brand managers reporting to product manager reporting to a group product manager, so on. So, in a product focused company, product manager is a very critical role. This could very well translate to a lot of technology startups working today like Ola, where you will find a lot of product driven initiatives being taken, and that's where they offer a very highly paid profile when it comes to product management. Similarly, when you talk about, say, some of the apps like Truly Madly or Tinder, here again the product guys are very valuable because your product is all you have, and you don't have things around it to make up for it. Your product is the only offering which is consistent across the different markets, which is consistent across the different functions, which is consistent across the any possible four P's of marketing which you can think of. And the moment that happens, product manager becomes the most critical role. So, when in product focused company, a product manager is a mini CEO. When it comes to market focused companies, what do I mean by market focus? I say where you define your TGs by defining, say, segments like industry, channel, regions of the country, or the customer size. Here, there would be some other profiles as well who would be equally important, like a product manager. So, in a market focused organization, product manager might not be the mini CEO, but he would be working very closely with the CEO. And here, you need to focus on bringing in significant differences, understanding the buyer behavior, so that you can bring in all the expertise of the difference in the buyer behavior of different market segments into your product. And here you will be launching different products for different markets. For example, you could have one product for say the North Indian market. You could have another product for South India market. You can have another product for East India market. Depending upon the cultural values, if you are a technology company, you can take care of the cultural values, social values in different regions, different markets, and come up with different products. So that's what happens in a market focused organization. Unlike a product focused company where you have a single product throughout, in a market focused company you have multiple products for multiple markets within a bigger market. Now, the third bucket is the function focused. Here, all the functions align themselves based on their broader objectives. So, for example, you will have a different function working for advertising, you will have a different function working for sales, different one for merchandising, and so on. Here, no single person is responsible for the day-to-day health of the product, or say a brand. Here, all the teams are almost equally responsible, or in proportion to the kind of value which different teams bring to the table. So, for example, a sales team could be, say, around 30 to 40% responsible. Advertising team could be around 20 to 25% responsible. Merchandising team could be 5 to 10% responsible. So, depending upon the function you are in, you have a proportional responsibility for the health of the product. Unlike product focused company where you are the sole responsible person, unlike a market focused company where you could have different product managers for different sub markets within a market, here you will be seeing CEO and the vice presidents making the final calls on the marketing strategy decisions in a function focused organization, unlike a product focused company where a product manager takes all the shots. Now, in a function focused company, Strategies are implemented through discussion and coordination among different functional groups, unlike a product focused company where, say, a product manager has all the power residing in him, being the mini CEO. Now, let's try to have a look at what are the critical skills which a product manager should have. He should have very good analytical skills. So if you see there is a lot of data oriented strategy which gets into the role of the product manager, and hence it's very important for a product manager to have good analytical skills. Next, he should be able to share a strong business vision with the leadership of the company. Very important. Third is he should have a very in-depth customer understanding and that craving to understand and continuously interact with customers more and more. He should be able to see your product as a customer. He should be able to see your technology platform as a customer. He should be able to see the pros and cons of your product from the view of the customer and not an insider. He should be very good at teamwork because he would be required to work cross functionally. He would be dealing with multiple stakeholders, and if he's not good at teamwork, a lot of people might not be able to work very effectively with him, and hence to bring out the best from the different teams, the product manager should have very good teamwork skills. And you cannot have good teamwork skills without good communication skills. So communication skills is another very, very important area, or say a skill which a product manager should possess. And this communication skills are going to help him even while formulating the marketing strategy for the company, where he needs to interact with many more external stakeholders, and hence communication skills are among the top 5 critical skills which a product manager should possess. And with this, we come to the end of this session, which was more about letting you know in brief about what does a product manager do and what it takes to be a good product manager. We would be diving deep into all these areas in upcoming modules, and then we would move into the nuances of product management and how you could be a efficient product manager, learning different skills which are required to be an effective one. Till then, thank you for watching this module.